Hello and welcome back. This week we're going to ask the question, is the Osmo Pocket 3 still worth it in 2025 or should you wait? So I know what you're thinking, not another video about an Osmo Pocket 3, but bear with me, this one's a little bit different. I'm fairly sure that by now you will know exactly what the Osmo Pocket 3 is. It's been out for 18 months, maybe even longer. The question I'm going to be asking today is, should you wait for the Osmo Pocket 4 and is that even coming? Or if you've not got anything else at the moment, is it still worth it to buy the Osmo Pocket 3 in 2025? So let's look at the pros and cons of that, because as far as I'm concerned, the Osmo Pocket 3 is still a fantastic camera, and if you don't have anything else, this is the one to get your hands on, even in 2025. So before we talk about the Pocket 4 and whether that's even coming, let's have a look at one of the best compact cameras you can buy in 2025. Here are the 7 best features in my opinion and helped me when I was making my decision. First and foremost, without any shadow of a doubt, is the 1-inch sensor. The 1-inch sensor makes a massive difference in the image quality. Low light performance, night and day, you get a better dynamic range, and there's even a better cinematic look with it because you start to see some depth of field in there. The second reason, it does 4K at 120 frames per second, and some action cameras still can't do that today, so you get buttery smooth slow motion. If you love slow motion, then this feature alone is going to be a real standout for you. The third feature is the gimbal. While action cameras rely on electronic stabilisation, the Pocket 3 has a true 3-axis gimbal, and this just means incredibly smooth shots, even in tough conditions. Number 4, you get to grade your footage in M-Log, D-Log, Log, Caramel Log. The Pocket 3 shoots in 10-bit D-Log M, giving you more flexibility in post-production. If you love grading your footage for a cinematic look, then this is a huge advantage. The fifth feature is the flip-out rotating screen, and I know there has been some issues with that when people had them out the box that they wouldn't stay in the landscape profile, but that's largely been fixed, and DJI does handle complaints and concerns fairly well, especially if you've got their care plan. You can flip it from landscape to portrait, and it shoots up to I think 3.2K, double check that. But that's great when you want to do your reels, your stories, and anything for social media. It's baked right into the camera. Number 6 is another amazing feature from my point of view, and it's if you get the creator combo, because it comes with the microphone, it comes with a few additional extras, but the setup is so easy. I did the opening of this on my Canon R5 and I still use the Osmo Pocket 3 to record my audio because it's much less of a faff. So that's a real big win, because all you do, plug it in, you can even control the Pocket 3 from the buttons on your microphone, so if you're away from the camera, it just makes it much easier to control. Feature number 7, battery life. For me, it's nothing short of staggering, and even if you don't have the battery handle, it's perfect to get you out and get over an hour's worth of shooting. And the great thing about it is that you can recharge the battery up to 80% power in 16 minutes. So even if you're in the car, I've bought the DJI car charger, plug it in, sit it in the passenger seat, and by the time I've driven to my new location, it's ready to go again. Couple that with the extended battery handle and you will never run out of battery unless you're doing 2, 3, 4 hour interviews. It really is that good, and it helps me get right through the day. No way, I'm not doing this. They're going to know, they're going to know.
Trust me, David, they will never know. Trust me.
They are going.
Let's go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is beauty mode. As you can see, it gives a subtle enhancement to your already prominent features. You can hardly tell that it's on. So for me, that's the main benefits of the Osmo Pocket 3, but talking about it and looking at it on paper really doesn't do it justice. I was truly blown away with it the very first time I used it, so much so I was giggling like a schoolgirl when I got home and started editing it in my software. But let's cast an eye forward. If you are waiting for the Osmo Pocket 4, What is it that you're hoping to find in it? I'd really love to hear from you in the comments about the features that you think the Osmo Pocket 3 is missing, but more importantly what you would like to see in Osmo Pocket 4. DJI do listen to a lot of the feedback from its customers and tries to develop its products to meet those demands. But for me the number one thing would be, let's go with a bigger sensor again. The current model has such a small form factor that even increasing the height, the width and the size of the gimbal on top, it wouldn't really be a deal breaker for me, especially if I can get a crisper image, even better low light performance and better nighttime performance. After that, I'd really like to see some effort at trying to make it a little bit more resistant to weather. There is no waterproof, no water sealing, no gaskets in the Osmo Pocket 3, and I understand that that's very difficult to do because you've got a rotating gimbal, but if something could be done that you could take it out in light drizzle or even just light rain, then it would really open up a lot of different avenues for myself as a content creator. At the moment, the first sign of any grey clouds, I'm looking to pack it away in my bag just in case. And finally, I'd like to see a better bag. It's a lovely, in fact I've got it here. It's a really cute little bag, it's really well made and it's got a compartment for all of the Creator Combo parts. But it's too small. What I'm doing at the moment is I have an Arca Swiss on the bottom of the camera, but it won't fit back in the case unless I take the Arca Swiss plate off. And that's just another level of fiddling about with stuff that I really could do without. Yeah, so something that just gives us a little bit more flexibility. We're all unique individuals and we all shoot slightly differently, so we all carry different accessories. So having a little bit more dedicated space in there without making it overly bulky would be very much appreciated. So if you are deciding that you're going to wait for the Osmo Pocket 4, when can you expect to see that to arrive? Well, if you go by the release schedule of the first 3 cameras, the Osmo Pocket 1 came out in 2018, round about October, November time. It was followed up 2 years later by the Osmo Pocket 2 in 2020, but that's where that regular schedule starts to drift a little bit. And the Osmo Pocket 3 wasn't released until October, November 2023. But one thing to consider is the Pocket 3 is such a good camera and it's still doing great sales and it launched to great reviews and great aplomb. There might not be a rush for DJI to get the next version out, especially when this one's doing so well and content creators are using it for most of their videos. It is worth mentioning that I fully intend to get the Osmo Pocket 4 when it's released. I don't know a single thing about it, but I've been so blown away with the Osmo Pocket 3 that it would take a disaster for me to consider not moving up, because even if the improvements are just incremental steps, I think they're really going to be worth it. Because what I saw in the difference between the Pocket 2 and the Pocket 3 was staggering. To me, that jump to the 1-inch sensor just made a huge difference. And I haven't even mentioned Active Track 5. I tend not to use Active Track overly much unless I'm doing a walking and talking point. That way I can focus on speaking to the camera rather than checking the monitor to see if I've drifted out of frame. Okay, in summary, is the Pocket 3 worth it in 2025? For me, it's a resounding yes. It has taken lots of different things that I needed to do to try and make a video, put it into one package, and has made it super simple to use. And the quality of the footage is not compromised by the simplicity of the user experience. It's just a really well thought out package. It's a great camera, and for me, it's still one of the best, and it's nearly 2 years old. As always guys, if you've enjoyed the video or you've found it informative, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. In the meantime, if you're looking for some more information to help inform your purchase of whether you should get an Osmo Pocket 3, then I would watch this video here. I dive in a lot deeper into what the features are, even look at some still photography. But if you give this a watch, I'm sure you won't regret it.